What's up everybody, Green Kami here, and I'm here to give you a different video today, something I haven't done before. I'm going to be talking about The Walking Dead Season 4 trailer. If you didn't know, I am a huge Walking Dead fan. I've seen all the episodes, I've read all the issues, all the comics. It's a great show, great comic book series. Check it out if you haven't. But if you're here just for the show, I will have to warn you. If you're not up to date, there will be spoilers, and that's pretty obvious. But there's also going to be some spoilers for the comic books here. So if you don't want to find that out, you're best not watching this video. I just want to warn you about that beforehand. So yeah, it's all up to you, but this is my video. This is a video on my thoughts of The Walking Dead Season 4 trailer. Okay, so I'm not going to go through piece by piece. I'm just going to go about what I talk about what I thought about the chapter. Too many Bleacher reviews. What I thought about the trailer. Personally, I think the trailer showed a bit too much. Now, obviously, it's probably just going to be on the first few episodes, like the Season 3 trailer had and the Season 2 trailer had. So I'd imagine it's only going to be within the first few episodes, possibly just until the mid-season finale. Now, we barely saw Rick in this trailer, but when we did, it was usually something big. He's talking to Carol at one point, I believe. Tyrese punches him, which is pretty badass. But here's here's a few things I want to talk about. So, Tyrese has this really terrified expression on his face when he sees something. What could that be? Well, there's a few things that could be. It could be just bodies of people he knows in the prison. As a possibility. It could be a child. No, never know. Could be Sasha, his sister. Could be one of the other survivors that we know of. It could be anything really. So many different choices. I'd imagine it's one of those four at least. I can't see it being anything else. Now, I want to talk about the new characters we saw. So we saw Bob Stuckey. If you don't know who he is, he's the other African American guy who was he's bald. He was in the car with Daryl, Michonne, and Tyrese. I don't trust him because every scene he was in was a bit weird. He had blood on his hands at one point, which could have been just from a walker, but he was looking at it shocked, and I doubt it was the first walker he's ever killed. So either he found someone's body or he killed someone. So I don't trust him quite yet. I think he might be working for the governor, and the reason he didn't go with the governor to attack the prison at the end of Season 3 is because the governor wanted someone to stay behind because he didn't quite trust Tyrese and Sasha because they had expressed feelings about leaving. So I think maybe he's working for the governor, but he was waiting for the right time to do everything. So I think either he is going to be the main cause for all the the panic that happens in the prison and why everybody has to leave, or it's just the governor. We didn't see the governor at all in the trailer, which I liked, because we know he's coming back for the season, but we don't know when. I think it'd be best if we don't see him until the mid-season finale. He'll just appear at the end of the episode or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. The other characters we saw was some kid that was with Daryl and Michonne, I think. Was it Michonne or Sasha? I don't know. I can't remember. But there was some kid there. I'd imagine that's the dude that had the asthma problem in Season 3. He was in it for one scene. I think that might have been him. I don't know otherwise. But it seems there is a few new characters now that have kind of been added to the cast as big characters. Like Beth got a promotion. She's a season regular now. And I'll get into her character now in a minute. Carol still is not a season regular, and neither is Herschel. I don't know why that is. They're both the two of them have been in for ages, especially Carol. Okay, so this is something related to the comic book, and I think there's two major characters who I believe are going to die before the mid-season finale, and they are possibly Sasha, and either, not both, but definitely one of them, Beth or Carol. Carol, not Carl. Sorry, I sometimes I say Carol too fast and it just sounds like Carl. But yeah, I won't be mentioning Carol again, so this is all Carol. So if you don't really understand me saying it, it's Carol, not Carl. But anyway, I think Sasha might die because that might not be what Tyrese has seen. I think that'd be a bit obvious. But the reason I believe that Sasha will die is because she was in the first half of the trailer, and we never saw her again. And then Tyrese was always, he just seemed like he was upset about things. He just didn't give a shit anymore. And he hits Rick after Daryl tells him to calm down. I think that could possibly be because Sasha died and Tyrese wants revenge. I think that's a possibility, but that thing could also be related to the Beth/Carol death that I have in mind. Okay, this is a big spoiler now for the comic book. In the comic book, Carol is a completely different character. She's younger, she's more annoying. I like Carol in the TV show. I did not like her in the comic book. But yeah, basically in the comic book, when she dies during the prison. She commits suicide. She just walks up to a walker and lets it eat her, basically. Because now the reason this is because this won't happen now, because it just won't. Because Carol is kind of with Daryl in TV show, but in the comic book she's with Tyrese because Tyrese comes in a lot earlier. Tyrese would have come in at the very start of the second season if they had put him in earlier, or at the end of the first season even. Most likely the start of the second season. But anyway, Carol and Tyrese get together, and then when Michonne comes to the prison, Tyrese cheats on Carol with Michonne, and this obviously pisses Carol off, and she gets all upset about it. And then Rick finds out about this, and Rick and Tyrese actually have a fight in the comic books, and Tyrese wins. But in the TV show we see that Tyrese hits Rick, and that's why I think it could be related to this. In the comic book, Carol kills herself, but I think it could stay that way, but not for the same reasons. But I also think it could be Beth. Why do I think it could be Beth? Because this is an interesting theory that's actually going around right now. In one scene of the trailer, we see Beth hugging Daryl. Now, at first when I thought she's probably comforting him because Carol is probably dead at that point. But after hearing a certain theory, I think that Beth could actually like Daryl, but Daryl rejects her because he likes Carol. And this causes Beth to kind of lose it like Carol does in the comic books, and causes her to kill herself. And also that could lead to who Tyrese sees. Maybe Beth killed herself and she killed herself out there where Tyrese is. So really it could go anyway, but I think Sasha is definitely one to die. I can't see her surviving this season. I could be wrong. I mean, everyone says Carol is going to die every season. I personally hope Carol doesn't die because I really like her as a character. I think it could be Beth. Beth could die simply because she was given a season regular role. And we all know what happens when characters get spotlight. T-Dog, dead. The episode he gets spotlight. The episode where he takes the lead and he's like, no, we're doing things my way. And then in the episode where Axel finally gets some character development, bang, dead immediately. Like, it seems that anybody around Carol dies. Have you noticed that? The two of those died. Sophia died. So, you never know. They could kill off Carol. I hope they don't. I don't want Beth to die either, but if I had to pick one, it would be Beth. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the trailer. Oh, at the very end when Rick is pointing a gun at someone, did you notice that's also how they sort of ended the season 3 trailer, except after that they showed Merle. I think he's pointing it at Bob Stuckey. I don't trust him at all. I think he's going to be a big character now. I think he is going to be one of the bigger characters, and I think he will be a villain at first, but in disguise. Well, not like in disguise, but he's undercover villain with the governor. But he will eventually become a good guy. He'll be part of Rick's group. There was also a few other characters that were kind of released. One actor was released. I can't remember his name. I don't know if they're important characters or not. There wasn't really a lot of information on them. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. So if I find out more, I'll make another video about it. So yeah, this video was a bit different. I'm going to do a few Walking Dead videos now because it is one of my favourite shows. I would do Breaking Bad as well, but Breaking Bad only has 8 episodes left, so there'd be no point in starting Breaking Bad stuff. But I am going to make a Walking Dead kind of a regular thing like I have with Bleach. I'll do not chapter reviews, episode reviews on what I thought. Not the second it comes out, obviously, because by the time it's out at my time, it's 3 AM. So, yeah. So it'll be during the day, obviously, the next day I get it out. But yeah, so I'm going to keep up this Walking Dead stuff. If you liked it, let me know. I'd like to hear some feedback on my videos. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really talk about. The Screen Economy. I'll talk to you later.